Don't mind me fumbling buttons and stuff. It's just me doing my normal things. What's up, everybody? HTG Brian back live with the May 2025 Game Break. It's been a long time since we've seen each other, and not really. A couple hours if you followed the earlier HTG TV stream where we played Apex Legends and hung out with some legends themselves. Tyler P even showed his face. It was a pretty nice situation. As per usual, I have already chatted with the people in the Game Break chat. I said hello to pretty much everybody. If I missed you, I apologize. Drop a comment down below. Want to give a shout out to Chacho for dropping a couple of super chats. I also want to say happy birthday to him, as tomorrow will be Chacho's birthday. So happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Chacho. Happy birthday to you. So yeah, I know you were kind of bummed you weren't going to get that tomorrow, so we get it a day early. It looks like I get to be one of the first to wish you a happy birthday. Now, you guys are probably wondering, I'm sure some people will show up and go, wait a minute, it's not the last day of the month, Brian, you missed a day. Accurate. I have things going on in RL, real life, tomorrow that are going to prevent me from being able to be here at the time I would need to be. So I figured, why not just knock it out today? I will be leaving at about 8 in the morning tomorrow, and I won't be home till about 5:30 or 6 o'clock, as I will be attending a big Volkswagen show. We'll talk a little bit more about that as the day goes on. In fact, actually, I didn't bring it up here. I got something I can show you though. This was not planned. Some of you already kind of seen this, but Reese and I had some stickers printed that can go on the side of our cars, or I've got some stands. It's basically a build list of the stuff on our cars. It'll just be kind of like a complimentary piece to the car sitting there tomorrow, as we will be hanging out. There's going to be tons of other Volkswagens. There's going to be racing. They have this motor blow contest. They have all sorts of things that happen. It's a pretty fun event. Lots of air-cooled Volkswagen, so lots of bugs, some Volkswagen things, some Carmen Gias, definitely some old-school classic type stuff. And it only happens once a year. There's two different shows. One is more of an air-cooled bug and Gia, like the old school stuff, while the other one is like brand new stuff. And we'll be attending that one too later in September. And I'm hoping that we're going to see some of the other HTG faces. Justin has toyed with the possibility of maybe getting to go. Some real life stuff was maybe going to prevent that, but he was going to try. Nam is like a 50-50, which is a pretty big statement because he doesn't ever do nothing. You guys don't know Greg, but my buddy who's been building the car for like the last 2 years, it's almost done. He's going to be working on it most of the day tomorrow, but he said he'd make it out by like noonish, 2 o'clock to come hang and see us. So there's gonna be lots of fun friends. My friend Corey is gonna be there with his wife, so it's gonna be fun. The whole gang is gonna be back together again, and I'm excited for that. But that all aside, welcome back, guys. Hopefully you guys enjoy our new May flowers background. It's not a perfect loop, so if you pay real close attention, you'll probably see a little bit of a blip here and there, but it's only like every 45 seconds or something like that, so don't pay attention to it. I see Hatham's out there. What is up, dude? Welcome. Your birthday was yesterday. Happy birthday! I almost missed it. Real quick, I want to pay quick homage and thanks to the people who have been supporting the channel for a long time. Often this right here gets misinterpreted as like a flex or something like that. Really, this is not that at all. This is me looking at the analytics and thanking you guys for continuing to let my dreams stay alive. Now, some months are better than other months, and that's okay. We have more time in other months than some. Something like that. And, just taking a quick peek, we actually hit the 216,000 subscriber mark last month while hitting about 680,000 views, which was about average for us, and 35.6 thousand watch time hours. Now, that was April. Here is May. We've actually flipped 217,000, just short of 1,000 subs new to the channel. And, pretty close on the old views. We're 663 this month. Well, we were at 680, so a little bit down. Watch time, 35.1 last month. 35.6 last month. So it fell off a little bit. but that's still amazing. Like, I am super happy with those stats. And again, greatly appreciative and thankful for all of you guys who have continued to support us over the years. I know a lot of you are just watching Lego videos. Some of you are popping by to say hi on some of the streams too. Regardless of how and where you consume your HTG stuff, it's greatly appreciated, and it means the world to me. It allows me to keep on keeping on, as we like to say around here. So big time shout out and thanks for that. What do you guys think about these flowers? Like, it took a while. There was the blip right there. It took a while to find something that made sense. It was really hard to find something that was perfect. I probably could have done a perfect loop where I did some trickery, but sometimes that doesn't work out as smooth or as grateful as I'd like it to. So I ended up just letting it ride. You can barely see it. Jillian was like, just put the camera over. But you probably noticed my camera and frames are always in the same place. And that makes it easy for me to it just takes a little bit of the extra hassle of trying to line things up and everything. Because each month, although the game breaks only take 45 minutes to an hour and a half to complete, there's a ton of prep work that, is getting assets and, unsubscribe, Nom says. Good riddance, fool. Good riddance. A lot of process that goes into this, and it's always worth it, though, because it's kind of like a behind-the-scenes look in a lot of cases. And some stuff is more important and fun than others. And, this time, it's going to be a little bit of a tearjerker for me, if I'm being honest. Back when I was 16 years old, I spent a whole summer working at the Santiam Cannery out in Staten, Oregon, and I saved every single penny I made. I didn't spend no money on nothing. And I was actually very controlled. My grandparents were holding down the fort for me, so that made it pretty easy. Otherwise, I probably would have spent it all. But the goal was to, I had recently inherited / cashed in some money my mom owed me and got a car from her. It was a 1988 Volkswagen Fox. And I was actually working all summer so that I could buy some wheels for that car. This was back in 1995, 94-ish, 94, 95. So like a whole century ago. The policy on tires and wheels for aftermarket stuff was very different than it is today. Not nearly as abundant, harder to get. Shipping was expensive. Amazon didn't exist yet. A lot of it was just different, right? So the rule was, we have a big franchise tire company throughout the Northwest-ish called Les Schwab. I ordered some wheels from Les Schwab, and their policy was they wouldn't mount tires until I came down and approved the wheel purchase, because I guess there was some snafus or whatever. So I was actually en route to go to go verify that I wanted the wheels and look at them and see them in person for the first time after waiting a couple weeks and working all summer. They finally showed up at the Les Schwab, and I went. On the way there, I got T-boned by I'm assuming a drunk driver. It was never really confirmed, but the way they acted and the speeds they were doing very much seemed like they were impaired. So anyways, car went to crap. That very night, instead of going to Les Schwab and paying them for the wheels to mount my tires, I turned them down and said, no thanks. They sent the wheels back, so I didn't have to pay anything for them. And my grandfather took me to a place up the road, and I bought a new car that night. It was a 1985 Volkswagen Jetta, and I have had that Jetta until the beginning of May. May 3rd or 4th or 5th, something like that. My cousin came and picked it up. I was actually looking for somebody that would do something with it. I didn't want to just take it to a junkyard. I didn't want to have it crushed. There was a lot of good parts on there, but it wasn't in good enough shape for me to fix it and restore it. I was over it. My wife was over it. My mother-in-law was over it. We were all just ready to move on from it. And I had a couple prospective buyers, but they all fell through. And then in Christmas, my cousin asked me if I had it still. Said that he found a local racetrack and he wanted to build like a little bomber car to go. So I said, yeah, come and get it, and it's yours. So this is what we're dealing with. This was actually May 4th, I believe I took these photos. The car has seen better days. As Nam said last time I brought this up, looks like that car's been gone for a long time. Which, not wrong, but also, I see we got TOUUF. What up? Welcome. Sorry for the delayed response. Owen's out there too. What up, guys? I see his. So yeah, 1985 Jetta. Now, horror is actually a German term. I was told it meant racing, but I don't know if that's actually translated proper. So it was a really fun car. I raced the crap out of it at the local drag strip, which I'm going to tomorrow, in fact. But this car had seen better days. I tried doing some paint restoration, and I actually sanded it all down and primered it with some cheap primer. And after about 5 years of getting blasted in the sun, the primer actually came off and it went back to its original color. You can see the life was taken over. You know, we see things like on The Last of Us and in a video game, apocalyptic scenarios where, you know, things take over. It was happening right in front of me. It was actually a really good beehive, like beehive. No, it was actually a yellow jacket nest every summer too. So we always had to deal with that. And it's right behind the cars where we always had our garbage cans and our recycling bins and all that. So every time I had to go take stuff out, there were always like a battle in the summertime for that. And last but not least, my cousin took the thing away. We got it all loaded up onto a trailer thanks to my neighbor, Tight Pants Joey.
All right,
and it was out of here.
Good
Pretty
luck.
sad,
Love you,
honestly.
man.
There's the old car, and then the other new car, and then our Prius too. We had to move everything out of the way to make room for the trailer. So yeah, at the end I said, "I love you, man." My cousin, I think, thinks I was talking to him. I was definitely talking to the car. So, fun little byproduct of that too. And Reese hates that I tell this story to anybody, so he's gonna really hate it when he finds out that I shared this with y'all. But there was a moment where we were moving parts from my shop. I have like a little shop on the side of the house. It's really just like a little shed. I shouldn't call it a shop. It's more like a shed. We're moving parts. And I literally tell my cousin, hey, this thing doesn't have a transmission plug on top. There is likely fluid, whether it's water or gear lube. Watch how you set it. Make sure you set it up. And he goes, okay. He lifted it up, and by the time we carried it the 25, 30 yards that it needed to be moved, it got set on its side, and it totally spilled like a big pile, like a puddle that was like, I mean, I don't know how, it was like gelatinous and gross, super old gear lube. It stunk so bad, and it was right on our corner of our driveway. So if you know anything about, that kind of stuff, one of the easiest ways to clean that up is to actually, try to soak up as much as you can with some towels and then put some kitty litter on it. Let the kitty litter soak it up. It sort of absorbs into all of the junk that is the kitty litter. And then you scrape it up. Well, you're supposed to scrape it up like 2 days or 2 days after you do it. And it didn't happen. And it just so happened to be right in front of where Reese parks his car. So I actually went out to walk the dog, and I was kind of like, wait, what is this? There's the pile. There's a mark. There's another mark. There's another mark. There's another mark. I don't know if you guys can see that. It's silver on silver, so it blends in. But look, Reese made a trail all the way down our street, all the way to the end. Like, look at it again. He drove right over the top of it, and it just striped it. So it just only half, like a quarter or half of the tire picked up the stuff, but it all the way out. So you can see it here. You can see in the top or the bottom left, you can see the actual, and then all the striping all the way down. Pretty crazy. You actually get a little preview of the Vigo raised beds that we've been putting together. They've since been moved, but hey, what up, Ben? I see you out there. All right, so that was the coupe departure. So my Volkswagen coupe that I've had since 1995 is gone. It's now living in Spokane. My cousin has already changed his mind. He says that he is not interested in restoring the car and racing it. Reviving and racing it. He wants to restore it. So he wants to bring it all back to life and, repaint it the original color. And listen, I am stoked to see what he does with it. I think it's probably too far gone to do. I mean, it's going to cost more money than it would be worth at this point. Like, it'd be better to buy a different shell and put all my parts in it, which is why I go, bro, I'll help you find one. But he's like, I'm bringing this one back. I'm fixing it all. It's like, All right, dude. I'm telling you, I've had this car for for more of my life than I haven't. I'm pretty sure it's toast. But anyways, moving right along. That same very night, as soon as he took off, wife and I went inside, showered, changed, and we actually went on a date night. We had purchased some concert tickets, and our goal was to take a couple of our friends, and that didn't work out. So then we tried like everybody else last minute. Of course, nobody knew who we were going to see, and nobody had time, the night before or the day before or whatever. So we ended up just going solo, the wife and I. And we got there a little bit early, and the venue was completely empty. And we got what was considered to be the front row seat, some of the best seats in the house. What we didn't know was that right in front of us was the dance floor. We didn't think it was going to be a dance floor situation. We thought it was going to be like everyone chilling in like a Vegas lounge, right? And because that's how it was set up. And I'll show you. Like, look, it's very much a Vegas lounge. There you can see wifey sitting in the front, right in the middle there. And no, very small venue. It was actually underground. So like we went into this crazy giant pool hall, and in the very back there was a staircase that went down, and it went into this lower venue area. And that's where I got to meet the guy we went to see, Jarv. I actually hung out with him for, I don't know, 20 minutes, 30 minutes, helped him put his merch booth together because it was so dark in that back room. We actually have, I didn't torture you with it. There's like 15 photos on my phone that we tried to take, but it was so dark and my flash wasn't working on the selfie cam. And then it wasn't working for the one of the other artists actually was kind enough to take some photos for us, but my phone was just being terrible. And of course I didn't have my glasses on. So I'm like sitting there in the dark trying to, new update, which I was complaining about earlier. I was trying to figure everything out. Like it was wild, but it was really cool. Like, I mean, he'll probably remember me just because we talked a ton about Volkswagens, and my Doom shirt was like, that's how it started. He was like, dude, Doom. And I was like, yeah, buddy. And so we talked. Now, I actually, I have a question for you guys. I know there's only a handful of you here. I have some footage. I took some footage. I got real up close and got some footage of him. And, Jarv is a rapper. He is somebody that is, he's got a very diverse skill set. He can rhyme slow. He can sing like R&B, but he also has this extreme talent of speaking at light speed. And when I say light speed, I mean like, you can't even keep up. It's wild. So I've got a clip that I'm willing to show you, but it also has some curse words in it. So I just kind of wanted to warn you guys. And if there's enough people out there that are like, nah, I'm good, but like, you probably won't be able to understand most of it anyways, but you'll get what I'm saying. You'll see, like, this is a prime example of the talent this dude has. And it's wild. It's absolutely wild. So if you guys want to see it, you can. I do have one other photo that while you guys are, kind of letting me know if you want to see it or not. One other photo. So I've mentioned this a couple of times, and I gotta speak a little quieter because I don't want to get in trouble. But we had gone out to dinner at a nice Italian restaurant. My wife had a couple of, I don't know what they were, strawberry martinis or something. I'm guaranteeing I'm getting busted. The wife is going, I hear you out there. My wife likes to drunk talk. So like when she gets a few drinks in her, she's very social and very easy to get along with, no matter who you are or where you are. She'll we'll be standing in line and she'll talk to people like, and sometimes I'm like in the mood for it. And sometimes I'm like, oh my God, like, no, it's not so much she embarrasses me. It's that I don't want to be interacting with these people. It's more of an anxiety or a thing for me. So she had a couple more drinks once we got there, and she was like talking to everybody at the bar, and like she actually chewed out this bartender too because she wanted some water. And the guy was like, I don't have time right now. And she was like, excuse me, sir. It's Oregon state law that you have to provide, blah, 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 blah. When there's alcohol, there has to be water. And she's not wrong. It was totally right. She was on point. But she like totally snapped at Buddy, and it was kind of funny. Good time. So, all right, here we go. You've been warned. Here comes Jarv. If it's really loud, let me know. If you hate it, Keep it to yourself. No, I'm just kidding. I'm guaranteeing it. Jarvis an acquired taste is not for everybody, but check it out. One last thing. He has a beat machine that he actually makes in loops. He'll make sounds, and he has an echo button and some other stuff. So a lot of what you're about to see is stuff he's going to kind of create on the fly.
I'm beginning to lose my patience. But that ain't gonna be considered my vocation. I'm doing it because I love it and putting up it ain't about to be changing. But once in a while I just need up my mind and tell me I've already made it. When thinking about all the people that's living in terrible situations, I'm reminded I gotta be thankful I don't gotta be getting all the praises. Everyone can't be on top of the planet, and damn it, I can't be complaining, maintaining an underground haven and tape at the time. I'll be taking a page and making it rhyme. Mine is the limelight's guidance. I'll design my finest lines with the fires of applied science. Fly shit coming from inside your box, busting out of the center of my skull and crossbones, slowly disgusting, and they bite it and get all the credit. My homie recognized it and said it, man, these lines taste like escargot. Hey, I probably ought to cop a rocket launcher and then pop up and all of your jar imposters, but then again, forget about it and keep it moving, killing his music, showing improving, building a movement, skills improving, with every rhyme I write, kid, it's the sleeping giant, keeping these MCs quiet. This song is called Escargot. Yeah! Woo! I'm gonna rap fast.
Yeah.
My slide cool, with a eyes like cool, my high goes below to the music smooth to be and we be boosted. Ruthless, that's what you this. OMG, LOL, my generation's useless. Roses are clueless, cool for the loose-lip. Better be taking it easy, keep your parking, improving your parking, moves, your parking balls, rock, walking the bases. Talking amazing, ain't brains, I'm running, I'm talking in places. Nathan, yup, stupid idiot, big mouth, I heard that kid moves. You're good to the basement in his house. Get out, no way, what's up? Hey, stop doing it, love you, fuck you.
So yeah, you can see very, very versatile with his speed, and I love it. He's somebody that I found sort of randomly a few years ago. He never comes. He's like a northeastern. He's from Vermont. He's from a little town, like I think it's called Windsor, Vermont, is where he's from. He's got a buddy named Nate, who was Ethan backwards. Him and Nate do some back and forth rhymes, and they're both pretty fast, but also it's almost like a fast rapper, slow rapper thing. Like, I don't know. I just love how they complement each other. So we talked a lot about that too. I was like, bro, your vote is it Nate? Is it funky spelling or Nate or Nate? And he's like, it's Nate, it's Ethan. Come to find out, I didn't know this. Jarv's name is Nathan and goes by Nate. So like when I said, hey bro, is it Nate that you rhyme? He's kind of looking at me like, bro, I am Nate. And he's like, oh, you're talking about Ethan, not Nate. And I was like, okay, I wasn't sure how to say it, but it was really cool. I don't get out at all. As I mentioned earlier, my anxiety really gets the best of me. And so like, even right now, I actually got to remember to talk to my wife. I hesitated on buying tickets to a show that I wanted to see in Portland. And then the next day I was like, all right, Jillian, hey, I want to go. And we went and looked and they were sold out. And so I was like, damn. And they just announced a new location. It's not close to us, but it could be like a little mini vacation for her and I to go on for one night, or at least a long day trip. And so we're gonna look into that because it's the 25th anniversary of another artist, Deltron. It's actually Del the Funky Homo Sapien and Kid Koala and Dan the Automator are all part of this like futuristic themed storyline albums. And there's actually two of them. They even got, what's his name? Jonathan Gordon-Levitt. He does the whole intro. He tells like this whole like 3-minute story about the future and everything. It's high powered. It's good stuff. And I'd love to see it. They play with like an orchestra and whatnot. I don't know if I was doing a very good job of like, I guess you can't see my lower hand. Like, I don't know what's going on there, but anyways, moving along. Next, but not lastly, we got a couple more things to go over. Reese and I had a pretty big appointment up at Futrell Auto Works, which is the sport tune shop that I always talk about up in Hillsboro. And on this particular day, I was supposed to get an intercooler installed, which requires the whole front end disassembly. So like the front bumper, the grill, the headlights get to stay, but everything else on top of and around has to come off. There's the radiator has to come out. The air conditioning condenser, if I can say things right, has to come out. There's even an oil cooler that's on the backside that has to be disassembled too. And they basically weren't confident in being able to do that on my brand new car, and had some troubles recently with other projects costing them money or time. And so he opted to not do it. So I ended up only getting software done to my car. So I had a stage 1 tune done. I bought the kind that has a warranty, so I still have my warranty. On this particular day, Reese had a bunch of work done too. So the car on the right is my old car, if you're not familiar with it. It's a Mark 6 2012 GTI. And then on the left is my new car, the Golf R, the 2024 Golf R. And Reese had new spark plugs. We both got our tires rotated. We had a bunch of like small minor stuff done. And then Reese also scheduled his next appointment, which is coming up on the 12th, or the 11th, actually. He goes in on the 11th and we pick it up on the 12th. He's doing new timing chains, guides, and tensioner, which is going to be like a $2,500 job. It's crazy, but the motor will have the base things replaced, and basically will go for, another 50 to 100,000 miles without much maintenance other than changing the oil and making sure the air filter is not getting too dirty. But, it was great. It was a good time. I see Roberto was out there. What up, man? Welcome to the stream. It was a good day. It was like the first time that Reese and I actually got to go to do car stuff like that. Like this is new, right? Like, Reese is not a teenager anymore, but for like most of his teenage years, he wanted very little to do with me and his mom. And that's kind of typical, right? Like most teenagers are too smart and too cool to hang out with their parents, even though we're pretty freaking cool. It's Gerg with the Ninja Smoke. So it's really cool. Like I'm really enjoying this. Like tomorrow we're showing our cars. Like I said, I got the flyers for our cars with our car list builds and stuff, and like we've been just working on stuff a lot together, and it's pretty sweet. Knock it off, Nom. Somebody time him out. He's itching for another timeout. That's for sure. But I've got some drag racing for you. First of all, I got a couple photos. So we were just prepping. This is what you have to go through inspection. So I was sitting waiting to go through inspection. There's a whole bunch of other people. You can see there's tons of cars. There's all sorts of Mopar, Dodge. There's a lot of Fords. There's a lot of there was all sorts of Cadillacs. There was one or two EVs. There was one of those. They're not T-Rexes. It's like TVX or something like that. I think it's a Ford truck, and it's like super fast. It was actually as fast as my car, which my car was one of the faster cars there. There were a couple of 10 and 9-second cars, but there was only like 3. There was probably 100 cars there, and I was probably top 10 fastest, which was pretty cool. I had my roadie with me. he was not loving this right now. We were just getting ready to get inspection teched, and then we were going to go do our first pass together, which we did. Now, that being said, I want to show it to you, but I also want to warn you, there is more cursing. There's more cursing. There is a little bit of excitement at the end of this, and I thought about editing out, but then I thought, you know what? It's better to just live in the moment. So here comes my demonetization. But here you go. Bad word in about 35 seconds. Oh, wrong button. This was my very first pass racing this car ever.
112, bro. Let's go! Let's fucking go! Woo-hoo-hoo!
About 3 seconds after that moment, I hit the brakes and we bust a U-turn and come back down the return line. And I got flagged down by a guy at the end. I was like, oh no, something come off my car or something? And he's like, roll down your window. And I rolled down the window because I saw him. I rolled it up. I was like, I don't know what he's trying to say, but I'm out of here. He ended up telling me my car was too fast to have passengers. I don't know what the time break is on that. It's probably 14 seconds or faster, but they usually let you go once and then they tell you, hey, you're too fast. So I was planning on giving Jillian and everybody rides, but unfortunately it was only Reese that got one. But it was also really cool because Reese had never raced before and he'd never been in the car staging. And so I got to like show him and teach him all that, which again is pretty awesome. But I got a couple more runs for you.
That's what he does.
This one unfortunately takes a little bit. I want to say this is the external run. I think this is the run that you just saw, but from the stands perspective. I was trying to get Reese to go and stand in the pit, sort of back. You can see the car pulling in on the hard left right there. There's two cars, but the one on the far left. Reese can stand just to the left of that, right by the wall barrier there. But you can see I'm inching up. You'll see the two lights. Okay, one came on. Here comes. Now the light's gonna go. 3, 2, 1, boom. And watch me just absolutely destroy this Honda. He had slicks on his car, like, yeah. Bye. So yeah, that was the same pass because that was the 12.3, and that's what I ran in the first video you saw. The next one I believe is this one. This was my fastest pass of the day. I had a pretty sweet Camaro that was next to me. It also had some race tires on, but I don't know what happens. We both stage and he breaks out, which means he jumped the line before the tree hit green. So he gets a red light. I don't see the red light though. When I got to the end, it showed red light, but I mean, that wasn't even a race. Like, I don't think watch this.
12.
Reese said he accidentally flipped it. He was trying to zoom in, and when he swiped, it flipped the camera view back and forth. I thought that was hilarious. He was like, "Don't show that." I'm like, "Why?" He's like, "Because I don't want people knowing I messed up." I was like, "Bro, it's fine. Don't worry about it." This was the toughest and closest race of the day. If you listen to this thing, it's like a machine gun going off. It's pretty wild. Right? Something happens when he launches. Or something like that. Closest race of the day.
Wow.
Got him. And then there's this one too. This is the inside view. You can see I don't get traction control or launch control to launch. It just goes. Bye. He's hanging for a second, but every time we shift, my shifts are way faster. Yes, 2 of them. So the first 2 I was able to launch on. The first 2 that you saw. This one I did not get a launch, and I want to say it was I want to say 12.4. I think was my pass. 12.4. This one I actually go all the way around. I don't know if you guys want to watch the whole thing, but I go all the way back around, drive by the stands, get my ticket, and then I'm like, oh yeah, I forgot to turn the camera off. I think I picked my nose like 3 or 4 times too, so you guys will get to see that. But it's been absolutely delightful, man. I absolutely love. I've been racing cars since I was like 17 or 18 years old at this particular drag strip. So to have like each car get faster and learning more. I mean, I've probably gone down that drag strip, I would say probably close to 200 times. Probably close in multiple cars. I had some weird schmucky stuff on my window there. I had to use the wipers a little bit too, which is kind of frowned upon. They don't want any liquids on the track. So here I'm getting close to the stands. And I'm totally bummed out because the launch wouldn't launch. I was just like still stuck on that, like, why won't my launch control launch? I don't understand it. Yeah, that went super fast. That was a 9-second, whatever it was. I can't remember what car it was, but there was like a 9-second car just ripping down the strip. Yeah, drag racing is a lot of fun. Like, I mean, it obviously is not a cheap thing to get into, but so you can see me shake. I was driving by Jillian and my mother-in-law and my mom, Reese and his friend Liv was there too. But this is what it looks like. And so it takes a long time to get back. It takes me 12 seconds to get down there, and it takes me like 2 minutes to get back. And then Buddy in the shack, who's like always there, always giving the time strips out. But, and yeah, and then it keeps going and keeps going and keeps going. I do have one more. Funny enough. Oh, it's not restarting. There it is right there. That blue car you see on the left, That was actually Reese's friend Liv. So it was ladies' night, so everybody got to, all the ladies got to race free. And there she goes. She was making it fast. Unfortunately, she was a Hyundai Kona, and it was a 7.
Dude, come on, get launched, come on, come on.
Yes, Denise, we did get it free. Oh, not that, not the time slips are actually right here. So I haven't framed any of them yet, but they're all right here.
I woke up today. I almost made it. And never on my
I go, bye! Yeah, you can see here. Maybe not as backwards. 12.29 though. 12.279 at 115 miles an hour. So that was my fastest pass. Trap speed 115 was my. Actually, I got to 116 on my 12.9. I just had a really bad launch. And then oh no, that was the other car. That was the okay, so he passed okay, so that was that yellow one that I raced. He actually trapped at 116. So yeah, 115 was my fastest trap speed of the day. Getting to 115, stop to 115 in a quarter mile though. That's moving. That's moving. Love it. Yeah, and that's that for the drag racing. So next up is I got the yard stuff. I know I've been talking a lot about our sunflowers, and it is that time of year. So I took a quick picture. This was roughly 5-6 days ago. You know, and they're getting up there. They've grown quite a bit because it's been really sunny all week. We did have a nice day of rain too, so like they're getting the best of both worlds, getting their nice drinky poos and also getting to shine. So I did a quick little walkthrough too, just to kind of give you guys an idea. They're a little thin this year. There's a couple of spots that we'll probably need to supplement or put some more in. You can see there's a couple of little spots. There is a walking path coming up that's intentional right here. But for the most part, yeah. And I did catch Jillian at a rather weed-grabbing moment there. I was like, oh, come on! She was like, what? I didn't know you were feeling you. I didn't know you were going to turn around. So, yeah. Mine should be around that. Yes, yours should be right there, man. Like, you know, just depending on a few things. Hey, what up, Josh? Didn't see you sneak in here. Your car should be roughly, I mean, I've seen people post 11.9s and I've seen people post 12.5s. So yeah, you're right in that neck. And I mean, you know, the first time you drive it, depending on how well things go, I mean, you might really pull a fast time or you might be a little slower, but, I'll wear some diapers then. No diapers. No diapers. All right. So, the raised beds. I've been talking about our raised beds, right? Here we go. Let's check them out. So those are 3 of them. We haven't put the ribbing on the far right one yet on the top. So like you might notice there's a black trim around the top. The reason we haven't put the rim on it yet is because it might get longer. We might stretch it out a little bit. So there's going to be like a trellis. So in both of the left and the middle one, there's going to be this little, I don't know, some sort of a arm or something that pops up over the top. And then it's going to sort of create like an overhead. I believe they just label it a trellis, but I'm sure there's a more fancier word for it. But ultimately, they get filled up with quite a bunch of stuff. They want cardboard on the bottom to help prevent with weeds. And then they want you to fill them up with like hazelnut or acorn shells and some other, you know, stuff for drainage. So you want like the bottom quarter needs to be like cardboard and miscellaneous like shells basically. And then you fill it up with dirt. So there you got one, we got hazelnuts in it. We have not filled it up with dirt. And this one is actually, so they're all raised, but there's a couple that roll around. So we got 2 that are like this. You can see we got strawberries planted in that one. They have not quite recovered from their planting. So we're hoping they come through. They're looking pretty sad, but they've actually not dropped down. They've actually perked up a little bit. So we feel like although we might not get a lot of fruit this season, we should get some because they're like multiple. I don't remember what they're called. They're a certain type of strawberry that fruits more than once. Jillian calls them like ever readies or something. I don't remember what they're called. Ultimately, yummy strawberries, and now Drex won't be able to pee on them because they used to be. Well, you can't see. Hey, and wait a minute. There should have been one more photo. Did I only get the 4? If I only got the 4, I'm totally blaming BHU because I was talking to him when I was setting these up. They were a last minute addition today. Yeah, so there is a 5th one. Let me show you that. So there's another one. We got an apple tree as well. Just give me a second here. Here you go. 5. Add source. And in that same folder. Oh, nope, it's different. May 25. Vigo 5. All right, it's way too big. Let me size it proper. All right, so there you go. So right where this thing is, there was actually 2 smaller beds that went the same direction that were like, like 6-8 inches off the ground. So Reese, or not Reese, Drex would pee in them all the time. I hope Reese doesn't pee in them. But yeah, so that's an apple tree. We got raspberries behind it. There's a lot of grass growing in our box right now too. We're a little concerned about takeover there, but it's kind of hard to see. Let me see if I can. I guess I can. So yeah, the apple tree is like in there. It's like sort of in the middle. We got some marigolds and stuff for pest prevention and whatnot, but it's really cool. So that'll hopefully fill out, and we'll have lots of apples in the next year or so. We don't expect them to fruit this season. However, there are a couple small little fries on there, so we might actually get a couple. And again, it's called like an espalier tree, and there's like 4 or 5 different types of apples on that one tree. So it's just bred or intertwined. I don't know how they do it, but they have pears, ones just like that too, that have pears that fruit different. So it's pretty cool stuff. What are we talking about? Strawberry. Sweet, how old, Greg? What happened? Greg, tomorrow, my birthday. Nice, bro. September 29th. Is that your birthday, Denise? Red Bull and never drink them. Yeah, I never got into Red Bulls either. I think I've had like one, like a quarter of one. Like I don't even know that I've even had that much. I've had like a sip. I think I've tried it once. I've just never been interested in those kind of things. I don't know. I'm not knocking anybody who drinks them. It's just never been for me. All right. So next up, we do have a stream schedule real quick. Then I got some Patreon shouts, and then we can tend to any questions that may be lingering. I think most of you have pretty much communicated all your questions so far, but stream schedule doesn't look a lot different than it has. We've got the precinct for another week, maybe 2. And then I'm going to bring back, my plan is I'm going to bring back Arcade Paradise to platinum it up. So I'll have one more final stream of that. And then I'm going to jump on over to the Power Wash Sim Muckingham files. The final one actually released on Tuesday, I believe it was. And so the last of Power Wash Sim 1 has been released. And they're going to announce 2, I'm guessing, at Summerfest on June 6th, 12th, whenever it is, in the next week or so. Speaking of which, I guess I'll pump the brakes. We got Tuesdays. We're going to be playing Borderlands 3 for another week or 2. Goal is to finish it up, and then we'll be switching it over to probably something else. We haven't got a deciding game yet, but we have a concept of a game. Like, we've all talked about it. We all know. We all have pretty much access to it, or will have access to it with some help. And so we might be changing that up soon. But we want to get through the story, mainly because I've never finished 3. I will likely continue to play it and platinum it off stream. which is likely what I'll do with Days Gone on Wednesdays. Soon there are a couple of games coming out. Most in particular, there is a Switch 2 dropping on June 5th, and I do have one on reserve that should be here on or before June 5th, and it does have the Mario Kart World, which I do plan on playing, and that'll likely be a Wednesday game. So if and when that shows up, even if I haven't finished Days Gone, I will make it go gone, and I will bring in Mario Kart World to kind of get it while the iron is hot, so to speak. And so we'll be swapping that out. And Days Gone has been delightful. I've really enjoyed it. It's just one of those games that I think would get like 35 or 40 streams in order for me to finish it. And then Bobby would start calling me Days Gone streamer, like he used to call Kirsten AC streamer. And you know, whatever's whatever, but Thursdays will continue to be day off / project day. Same with Saturdays. In between, we got Fridays, which has been solid with Apex or no stream. We have not seen Fortnite in a long time, although I haven't ruled it out. I'm just waiting for that next season that stands out to me so we can jump in and play some more. Because we do have fun with Fortnite, even though it's a completely different feel and flow, you know, to BRs. It is still fun. We do enjoy it, especially when we mop up and we get like 5 wins or 6 wins in a stream. It just feels good. And then last but not least, we got Sunday. You notice there's 4 different games there, and there's also a question mark. So we got 4 games that will be getting voted on after this Sunday, as this particular Sunday, day after tomorrow, I will be finishing up Lego Lord of the Rings. I am expecting to do it in the regular 2-hour time frame-ish, but I'm going to play it until I finish it. So it'll be done. And then I will be taking the following weekend off, which happens to be June 7th. June 8th is the Sunday. Normally I take the 7th off anyway. So June 8th, I will be at the coast. We've already got plans. And then I will have the vote going so you guys can get your vote on. And as you can see right there, the 4 games that'll be up for vote are Lego Movie, Lego Hobbit, Lego Jurassic, and Lego Avengers. Those are the furthest back games that I created guides for that I haven't already replayed since we created the guide. So most of those are like 11, 12 years ago, long time ago. And it'll be fun to jump in. I don't know, like, there's a lot of good ones. I didn't think Lord of the Rings would win, and it won. I thought for sure Jurassic would win. I don't know what's going to win now because we got Avengers up in the mix too. So definitely going to be crazy. I don't like that you have an outline of the question mark box. You don't like that I have an outline? What do you mean? You don't like the question marks having stroke? Are you having a stroke due to the stroke? I don't know what you mean. I could probably reread it a few more times to see if I get it. I don't like that you still have the outline of the question box. No, I can still see the black box. What? I don't even see no black box, bro. I think something's wrong with your monitor. Let me zoom in and see if I can find what you're talking about. Oh yeah, look at that. It is still there. Bro, I did that just for you. I didn't even know it was there. I don't know what happened. I've been finding that there's some weird stuff like that happening in some of my graphics. I don't know. Lazy editing. No, it was intentional, bro. I did that on purpose. Regardless, I'm glad that you can see. I can't see. I had to zoom in on the actual graphic. But you know what I say to that? Get timed out, son. Feels good to do that. I don't know why. It shouldn't feel as good as it does. It's going to be my new thing now. I'm going to make sure that all the times I do graphics, I always leave some weird, stupid box just so it can... Bro, I was censoring you earlier. Yeah. Luckily. Luckily, I hit the mute button. All right, last but not least, we got Patreon. We got $5 and up supporters, which if you're not familiar with Patreon, it's actually patreon.com/happythumbsgaming. Go ahead and support us directly, all by just heading over there. $5 and up gets you a monthly textual viewage, which I got all here. There's a couple on that list that are $10 and above, which will also get a shout out. So big thanks to all these people who have continued to support in and outside of the YouTube world. That's awesome. Greatly appreciated. It definitely helps out, especially this last month. As you guys saw the stats, they dropped a wee bit, and it was I can feel it a little bit. I can feel it a little bit. Wasn't so bad, but I can feel it. All right. Next up, we got the $10 and up shout outs. We got you know him as Daddy as of last 2 months ago. Dougie Fresh 613. Thanks for being a supporter, Doug. Hopefully, dad life is treating you to the fullest. And if it's not, well, sorry, bro. You could have made some different decisions. No, I'm just kidding. I'm sure you're loving it, bro. It's hard work, but it's very rewarding. And I wish you the best and thank you for your support. Next up, we got Michael Karsberg. What up, dude? Good to see you. Much love, much love. Word of the stream is Jarv. I don't think we've done Jarv yet, so I'm sure you'll post that at some point. But thank you for your support. Much love, much love. Next up, we've got April White. I don't know if April's out there lurking. Often is the case. Hopefully everything's going well with you. And I will one of these days respond to your last email. I'm pretty sure it was like a month ago, and I just now like when I see the name, I remember, and I'm like, oh yeah, I gotta do that, and then like out of sight, out of mind. So I'll try to get on that in the next couple of days. Now that I'll have some free time, because I've been prepping for the show, been doing a bunch of graphical stuff and whatever for stickers and build lists and things, and then prepping for the like washing and do plus the game break. So, but now tomorrow, both of them will be done, and I'll be back to sort of my normal lackadaisical schedule. So I'll try to get on that. And last but not least, Bonnie Miller. Thank you so much, Bonnie, for your support. Much love. I hope all is well with you. And again, thank you, thank you, thank you. All right, so that's it for the $10 and up. And really, that's my agenda. I mean, as per usual, we still have the lovely htgmerch.com. It looks exactly the same as the last time you saw it, except for there is one new product there. It is a Thumby. Here, in fact, I should be able to show you if I can find the layer. I don't love how this thing works. In fact, I would have never even understood it if Kirsten wouldn't have gone and figured it out. But there is a weird, like you have to activate the layer, and then you have to right-click. You can't right-click on the layer itself on the stage. You have to right-click on the layer within the list, and then there's an interact button which pops up. So hey, look at that. You can see here we got this new fancy, I'm still not sure, like even there it kind of looks a little more gold than yellow, and when I got it, it was pretty stinking gold. I don't know, you know, I know at least one other one has been ordered. I don't know if anybody has had the same issue as me, but yeah, anyways, if you guys have any custom stuff you'd like me to do or anything, definitely yeah, what up, Kirsten? Almost forgot. It's all good. You just miss me cursing and playing some naughty videos that are probably gonna get me copyrighted. And yeah, and I timed Nom out. Ooh, we also had a new feature. Kirsten, look at the top of the chat. There is a new community feature that actually rewards people for commenting. So each comment gets you 25 XP. And the more you comment, the more you get. However, it's not adding up properly, because I know Denise has typed more than 150 XP points worth. Same with Chacho. But it actually, yeah, Nom was being Nom for sure. Nom is being Nom right now for sure. I see your stupid comment. But yeah, so there's a nice little chat thing that's going on there. Community chat leaderboard. It'll reset after everything. And hey, Firestyle, what up? Welcome to the stream. Pew, 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 pew. But yeah. So one last thing I want to do before we go is, oh, it's funny. It shows I have 0 XP on my secondary account, the one that I use for donations. Which, speaking of, let's go ahead and drop a 5 membership dono and see how the dominoes follow. I see Chacho's lacking one. This would be a good birthday present, huh? Dr. Phil says, great stream. Appreciate that. Well, I won't be around tomorrow streaming, but I'll be back on Sunday. It might be tomorrow for you, depending on where you are, though. All right, we got Nisses. We got Widow Killer. We got El No Rice. El No Rice. I don't know. Some of these names are messing with my head. Jockey VR. Chicken Jockey. And, of course, Kimber Holstein. All right. Appreciate all of you being active users on the channel, and hopefully you'll enjoy the rewards of the memberships. All right. Any questions, comments, any complaints about the background? It's pretty cool, huh? Like it's all flat and like the canopy of the flowers are like sweet. Yeah, I appreciate you, Chacho. I hope you have a good birthday tomorrow, man. I'll be doing stuff. I may end up racing at the end of the day. Basically, so they've got a list and it says, show up at 8:30, 9 o'clock. It's when the car show begins. Gates open at like 8 if I want to get there early. There's actually camping. We could go tonight if we wanted to, but we're not. We don't have the equipment for that. Nor do I have a young back that I can sleep on the ground, or that I want to, for that matter. So we'll be going tomorrow morning, early in the morning. Jillian will be coming like midday, probably 11 o'clock, 12 o'clock, somewhere in there, bringing us lunch, coming to hang out. Reese and I will be there early. And basically they say the car show goes until 3 o'clock. That's when the awards go out. So if at like by noon, if I talk to some of the people that are working the event and they're like, oh yeah, all the cars have been judged, or your car's already been judged, you can do whatever you want, I might pay the extra money and go race. I'm going to bring my helmet. I'm going to bring pants because it requires pants. That's the other factor. It's supposed to be like 85 degrees tomorrow. And so with racing, as I mentioned earlier, they frown upon like windshield washer fluid and wipers. They frown upon air conditioners being on in cars, because you probably noticed when your car has air conditioning on, it drips water under it. The condensation falls off the condenser. And so that they don't want that on the track, because that could cause a traction loss of the next car coming down behind you, and it could cause a wreck. So definitely not something. So you can't run AC in the car at all. It's windows down. You have to have the windows up when you stage and you race. As soon as you cross the finish line, you can pop the window down, no problem. But it's 85 right now where we're going to be tomorrow, and it's expected to be... It's only supposed to be 72 now tomorrow. That is like the best news I've heard all day. And it probably won't even be 72 until like midday. We'll probably be on our way out of there when it peaks out. Watch, it'll be 70 at like, I don't know. Can't wait to see some clips of you racing. Hey, well, you missed out. Here's me at the track. Here's Race at the track. And here's one more race of the first person view. Reese got to race one pass with me. And here it is. Curse words coming up. Curse words coming up. 112, bro. Let's go. Let's fucking go. Woo-hoo-hoo. And this was the same race, but from the bleacher perspective. Then after this, if y'all don't got nothing else, I'm going to wrap it up and go see what wife and I are doing for dinner. Normally on Fridays, we go to this Mexican restaurant called Frida's. But, hey, if you notice, too, right now, the light tree is there right in front. Oh, it's getting hard to see because they zoomed out. There's a Futrell Auto Works. The shop that we go to actually has a big banner there that that they support the track. They're there all the time, too. I didn't see Dean there on that Thursday night, but... they have a bunch of other nights that they go. But here we go, pulling up, staging. 3, 2, 1. Bye. So yeah, fun stuff. Tomorrow we'll be up in the air if I need, if I'll do any racing. I'll definitely take a bunch of photos. I normally have been really bad about taking photos of the show. So this time I'm going to task Reese with taking photos too. So we'll have an abundance. Like I said, there's going to be a bunch of people for Valhalla. That's after Frida's. Yeah, definitely curious to see how it goes. So one last thing. The car show tomorrow, as I mentioned, is mainly for Volkswagen Bugs, buses, Gias, things, the air-cooled cars from a long time ago. They have a bunch of classes for the different cars. And like Scirocco has its own class. Corrado has its own class. The different bug years have their multiple classes. Different bus years have multiple classes. And then they've got Mark 1 class, which is 83 to 90, no, to 89, 83 to 89. And then they've got Mark II class, which is, no, that's not right either. Mark 1 would be 83 to 85, and then 85 to 89 for 2. And then Mark 3 would be 92 to... Anyways, then they have Mark 4 and present. So Mark 4, Mark 5, Mark 6, Mark 7, and Mark 8 are all clumped into one group, and there's only 2 prizes. There's so many makes and models in there. So many makes and models in those 5 years, and they're all clumped into one. So I'm not expecting to win anything, but I'm probably going to have one of the newest, nicest cars there. Just saying. But I don't have a ton of stuff done. Like, some of those builds are exotic and crazy, and I appreciate that more than I do just like a clean car. But mine's going to be clean. Tell you what. I actually still have to clean it, so hopefully I'll get that done tonight or early tomorrow. But me too, Chacho. I mean, it'd be nice to bring home a little trophy. It's always fun to have that bragging rights. And there will likely be a couple of other Volkswagen Golf Rs there that are same, generation and model of mine. There might even be newer ones because there's 2025s now. I don't know that Oregon has actually got any yet, but I know that they're starting to funnel out throughout the U.S. But they were in port and on hold. There was like 37,000 Volkswagens on a ship on hold for like a month due to the tariff stuff that was going on. So finally got through. I don't know if any of them have made it to Oregon, though. I really don't. So again, I might have one of the newest cars there tomorrow. And if I don't, it's okay. But hey, I appreciate you guys. We've officially made it to the hour mark of the game break. And unless you guys got any last minute questions or whatever, happy birthday tomorrow, Chacho. I hope you have a good one. Yeah, the races are definitely super quick. So yeah, rolling up it's about 30 to 45 seconds, depending on if the car that you're racing is doing a burnout or whatever, because you have to roll up your window as you go into the burnout pit. I always go by it because I don't burn out. I don't have the tires for that. That's, slicks and things like that. You heat them up with the burnout pit. I don't have slicks, not on this build. And, so I used to, on my old, that red car that you used to see, that one had slicks on it. I mean, it was only a 14-second car, but, and then my GTI was a 13-second car. And then my Golf R is a 12-second car. Maybe an 11-second car if I can make a few tweaks and smash into the 11s. But anyways, guys, thank you so much for hanging out. Appreciate you all more than you know. Hopefully my buttons are going to work for me. But you know the drill. Head on over to any of our social medias. If you have not already, please check out happythumbsgaming.com. That's right. Follow us. Click those links. Buy merchandise. Support my racing habits. Much love, guys. As always, until next time.